Okay. Well, it's me, Leo. And, been working a little bit lately, trying to get a blacksmithing forge set up. And what we have here is the brake drum. I think it's off of a Chevy pickup truck. Not entirely certain, found it at the wrench apart. And, once I get this thing going, here in about an hour or so, I'm going to be taking these, railroad spikes here that I picked up. I'm going to be reforging them into tools, daggers, knives, odds and ends, things like that. You know, fun little hobby. Something to give me something to do, get a little bit of exercise. Something I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. Of course, we're here in the heart of Texas, so you always got to make sure to have something to put out a fire if it gets out of hand. So I've got a big old bucket of water. I'm going to get a 7-Eleven cup or something to use as a scoop. Now, the setup I've got here is you need to have airflow to superheat your coals in order to heat up the steel. So I took a few chunks of pipe I picked up from the hardware store, attached a dryer vent duct, and on the end of it got a cheap little hair dryer I picked up at Walmart. And that'll give me the bellows I need to heat up the coals. Now, coals are fairly simple. Any hardwood, lump, charcoal, oak burns longer and hotter. Usually it'll do the trick. I mean, between the hair dryer and the fire and the coals and a big old smelting pot right there, you should be able to get a fire going somewhere around 2,000 degrees, which is enough to turn the steel nice, hot, and red to where you can actually hammer it out. Now, anvils are god-awful expensive. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but if you feel like blacksmithing and you can find yourself a piece of railroad iron like I've got here, that there's really good, strong steel, you can use that for an anvil for a good long while. Of course, little 2.5 pound mallet here. It's a cross ping hammer. This little section right here is the cross ping, and then you got your flat surface. Works great for drawing out steel, flattening things out, and working your metal once you have it hot enough. And of course, you're going to be making things like daggers and knives and such. You're going to need to be able to quench your metal, which you can go and pick yourself up a little empty paint can, fill it up with some used motor oil from your car when you get your oil changed. You can use that to quench your metal. There's various YouTube videos online on how to do everything. This is just the setup I came up with. Spent about a total of $125 between the brake drum, all the piping, and the various tools I need. The spikes and the railroad iron I found just floating around and just picked them up. And of course, my stand is an old beat up, used and abused charcoal grill, which I just cut a little hole in the bottom with an angle grinder to fit my piping through. I'm using the top half for a bucket for scrap steel. That's about all I'm going to go for right now. Plan on doing a little bit more of recording, showing the first firing up of the forge and